Okay, this is a ring launcher unit I'm building. This is a 50 caliber ammo box I've built it into. That's the positive and negative output. That cable going across the two is to shut out the capacitor. And that's just a spare of cable if I want. And there's the power input plug. And there's going to be another one on to the left of that. Sorry, 1 second. This one here is going to be on the left of it. That's going to be for the low voltage power supply for some things I'll show you in a second. Now, so that's going to be fitted in alongside that other one. So on top of the box I have the firing switch and a voltmeter. This reads up to 2000 volts. And on this side I have the air input connection, which I can disconnect. Alright, it kind of sticks out a bit, but it's the only way I can do it. Sorry, take that back up. And this here is the charging and arming switch. Up is for charge, the capacitor bank, and down, that's off, and down is to arm this switch, which then will fire the switch. Now inside, I just have this temporarily hooked up to a battery, and I've also just disconnected the back of this. Took this out for now because I don't need it on just yet. There's the inside of that switch, and these two cables come down here into the back of this switch. And here is an air solenoid valve, and there is my pneumatic ram. I'll just fire it there and you'll see. That's a little solenoid valve there. It's very simple. See, this is insulated because I'm going to be connecting one of these wires onto there, and then there's going to be the other side of it there for it to make the contact, which will go onto this wire. See, that wire there will go to a contactor on here, and this other wire, which comes from the capacitor bank, will go onto this RAM, and that will make the switch. I was going to use a proper industrial contactor switch, but I haven't got one yet, so I've come up with this idea. And I was originally going to have a piece of copper pipe, real small stuff, going between this RAM and the relay. I mean the solenoid valve, sorry. But I realised if I did, because this solenoid valve is touching the metal of the box where I've clamped it in. See, I drilled a hole there and I clamped it in there, so that's tight, that doesn't move. It would, and this, cause also this is connected to a capacitor bank, it would kind of short out, so I had to use a bit of rubber hose. So and the best thing about this solenoid valve is that when you apply the power to the coil, it opens up the valve and it lets the air into the RAM. But when you release it, it releases the air pressure out of here, and the spring pushes the RAM back, and the air that was pushed into the RAM to fire it forward bends out the top of this little screw here. So I'll just demonstrate you this now. Give it a little bit of paper. Right. As you can see there, fired a bit of paper down the floor. So that's, it's not finished yet. I've got a bit more wiring to do, and The capacitor, by the way, is underneath this shelf. I have a microwave oven transformer, and on the primary side of the microwave oven transformer I have a light bulb that current limits the transformer, and I have on the output side of the secondary on the coil I have underneath that insulation wrap there's diodes to convert it to DC power, and there's also another diode on the ground side, so you got your negative. The high voltage out is the positive on this, and the ground is the negative. And underneath there, you can't see it unfortunately, but there's a 2,300 volt, 115 UF, 200 joule capacitor. It's a pulse rate capacitor, so it's designed for this sort of thing. I wish I could have shown you it, but now I've all this installed, I can't, even if I remove these screws, I can't remove that shelf to get at the capacitor. Well, I can, but it's a lot of, I have to strip all this down. So that's pretty much it for now. I'll get back to it and finish it off, and hopefully when I do get me, you see I'm doing this on my phone at the minute, so that's why the pitch is so bad. But when I get my other camera back, I'll be making a better quality video, and you'll see it a whole lot better. And by then I'll have this finished and it'll be up and running. Somewhere around here, the coils, a wire are lying around. So anyway, that's it. Keep tuned and more to come.